North Dakota has just become the primary testing ground for a new marriage-first economy. It's not just a suggestion. It's a massive shift in how your tax dollars are spent. The state is already using $23 million in federal funds to integrate marriage incentives directly into programs like TANF and jobs. A new report from the Heritage Foundation advocates for shifting $280 billion to prioritize married couples while cutting benefits like Head Start for unwed households. There is even a push for an executive order requiring every federal grant to be measured by one question: does it help or harm the traditional nuclear family?
If you're single in the United States, they're going to send you to a camp. The Heritage Foundation is pushing a plan called Saving America by Saving the Family, where they want to send unmarried people to camps. It would cost an estimated $280 billion. I have a better idea. Why don't we instead send the people in the Heritage Foundation to a camp? A key part of their plan is to set up what they call marriage boot camps. Unmarried, totally not forced couples would go through these camps. The goal, according to their document, is for couples to finish the program ready for a group wedding ceremony at the end.
White women, they're coming for your uterus. They are going to try to make you have sex with these white men and produce them lots of white babies. There is a growing policy movement, a policy plan, published, in fact, from the same people who gave us Project 2025 and Project Esther. That's right, the Heritage Foundation, that claims that they want to restore the American family. And this plan focuses heavily on marriage, childbirth, and reversing the declining birth rates.
The creators of Project 2025 and Project Esther have just launched a $280 billion initiative to send unmarried people to government-sponsored marriage boot camps. In a 172-page-long report that blames the declining marriage rate on civil rights-era laws, compares unmarried people to those on hospice care, and calls on President Trump to sign a series of executive orders requiring every action taken by the federal government to explicitly measure how it harms or helps marriages.
The group behind Project 2025 is pushing a new plan to send unmarried Americans to government-run marriage camps. In a published proposal titled Saving America by Saving the Family, the Heritage Foundation says the camps would serve as re-education centers for unmarried people, and the only way to successfully complete the program is to participate in a communal wedding at the end of the camp.
We are fucked, America. And I don't know how we're gonna fix it.
They're building camps so you guys can make them more white babies. Because I know they're not talking about me. The Heritage Foundation is putting billions of our dollars to camps to get people to basically like speed date and get married by the end of these camps. Their goals, they literally say, are to have more men and women from graduation of high school to have kids and be married and settle down. They want the birth rate to go back up. They want more white babies.
Marriage boot camps. Yes, that's a real thing, and it may be coming soon.
The Heritage Foundation, who did Project 2025, just recommended a plan where they would take single people and send them to a camp, and you have to find your partner. And I don't actually mean partner, because of course it can only be straight marriage. So you have to find your husband or your wife, and the only way out of the camp is through marriage.
The creators of Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, have effectively become the policy arm of the modern Republican Party. Whatever comes out of this think tank, Republican policymakers rush to enact. And now their latest recommendation is government-sponsored marriage boot camps. We've